Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to Nat Fashion Hub, the best fashion channel in the world. So today quickly we're going to learn how to cut a senator top step by step. I'm going to take you through step-by-step method of cutting it, and you will understand everything in a very simple way and in a short time. Alright, so if you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please hit the subscribe button and join me on this channel as we learn together. So the measurement we're going to be using are this: shoulder measurement of 19, chest 44, full length is 33, sleeve length of 24, sleeve round, cufflinks 7.5. Alright, basically those are the measurements we're going to be using. Alright, so without wasting time, let's start. So for you to cut your center native, first you need to fold your fabric into two, and you cut on the bad side. This is the bad side. Alright, so you fold your fabric into two using the chest measurement. Alright, and our chest measurement here is 44. If we divide 44 by 4, when cutting you divide chest measurement by 4. If we divide 44 by 4, you're going to be having 11. So this is 11 plus 2.5 inches. This becomes 13.5. We have here. Alright, plus 2.5 inches for hemming allowance. This is 2.5 inches for hemming allowance. That is the side vent on the top. Alright, so that's why I'm adding this 2.5 inches allowance. Okay, seam allowance plus hemming allowance. So it's 11, but I'm folding by 13.5. And then the length of this top is, we said, is 33. Okay, this is 33 right here. Alright, so this is how you fold your fabric. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to remove the front block and the back block before we start cutting our top. So for us to remove our front block, we simply measure 4 inches from here to this place like this. So we do what? We slant this. And why do we do this? Now, no human being has shoulders that are like this. Everybody's shoulder is slanty. Okay, that's why you slant this, so that it will lap on the person's shoulder. Okay, the next one I'm going to do is we're going to measure the length now. And look at where I'm taking my length measurement from, the midpoint here. Not here, not here, from the midpoint here. And we see the length is 33. Alright, so this is exactly what? 33. I'm not going to add any hemming allowance, and I'm going to show us why I did not add any hemming allowance. Alright, so this is 33. Do we get that? So next is for us to make this line straight. See this? So this is our front block. We'll now go ahead and remove it. Okay, all right, so after removing our front block, we are going to fold for the back block now. And we'll say we are folding on 13.5. all right, this is very simple, guys. Just stay with me, and in a few minutes you will understand this. Very simple. So let's see if this is up to 13.5. This should be more than 13.5. You see, this is quite more than. We can reduce it small, just a little, so that we don't waste the fabric. Alright, this is okay. So the next thing for us to do is to bring the front block, alright, and place it on top of this back, and remove and begin to apply our measurement and cut out our top. Alright, so now I'm going to show you why I didn't add hemming allowance when I was removing the front block. Pay attention please, guys. It's very simple. So I'm first of all going to slant this. going to slam this here. And when I get to this point, I will push it down a little bit. Alright. You see that? Then watch what I'm going to do now, guys. I'm going to push this downwards. Can you see this? I'm going to push that downwards, giving me an allowance of up to at least 4 inches here. This is what? 4.5 fine. 4 inches, 4.5 fine. Alright. What am I going to do next? I'm going to fold this to come and meet this here. Either 4 inches, 4.5 is fine. I mostly use 4 inches anyway, but I'll just leave it at the 4.5. Now we see this. So now, let me shift it up so that you see the down part very well. Alright guys, so I believe you can now see the complete thing. Alright, so now let's measure the length and see. Our length is 33. Still the same point. Can you see, guys? Look at our 33 here. I'll have 2 inches hemming allowance. Alright, that is why I don't add any hemming allowance when I'm removing the front block, because the back block comes with an excess here that makes up for the word hemming allowance. Hope that is clear, and it is very, very simple and it's understood rather. So the next thing we're going to do now is to apply our measurements. Alright, so when you are cutting, you divide your shoulder measurement by 2. Very important, guys. Look at what I did here. This is not stopping like this. It's overlapping by 1/2 inch. It's intentional, okay? This is how it should be. It should overlap by 1/2 inch for accurate measurement sake. So our shoulder is 17 divided by 2. Our shoulder, sorry, is 19 divided by 2. That will be 9.5. So our measurement is starting from here, guys. Now you see this, starting from here. So 9.5. This is 9.5. And 9.5 here will give us what? 19. So we're going to add 1/2 inch hemming allowance, seam allowance, sorry, 1/2 inch seam allowance, and that becomes what? 10. That becomes 10. All right. Now, how do we locate our arm? The next thing is how to locate arm. And guys, I did a video on how to locate a perfect arm, so please watch that video so that you don't have any issue on locating arm. But the formula is simple. You divide your shoulder measurement by 2. All right. So if you divide our 19 by 2, you'll be having what? You'll be having 9.5. All right. But just like my culture is, I normally minus 1.5 inch from whatever I get after dividing my shoulder by 2. So 9.5 minus 1.5, you have what? You have 8. So this is 8, guys. 8 is here. I'm going to show us why I minus that 1.5. So next thing for us to bring this measurement, this 10 we have here, we'll bring it here and mark 10 here. So I'm going to tell us, guys, why I usually remove that 1.5 inch. I'm going to tell us. So on this arm line, all right, that's where we're going to take our what? Our chest measurement. When I'm covering this arm, I'll tell you why I normally remove that 1.5 inch. So guys, our chest is 44. Divide by 4, that will be what? 11. So this is 11 right here. So this is our chest measurement, 11 plus 3/4 inch seam allowance. That becomes 11 3/4. Why do I add 3/4 seam allowance? I add 3/4 instead of half because at times when you are weaving your dress, the seam allowance reduces. So I make it 3/4 so that even if you reduce, I'll still have 1/2 inch seam allowance. That's why I normally use 3/4. Now the next thing for us to do is to do what? Is to cover our arm. And how do we cover our arm? We are simply going to measure from the top here to this point. All right. Sorry. We're going to measure from here up 2 inches up all right, and we'll mark 1 inch inwards. Can you see that? I measure from here to here 2 inches, and then I measure 1 inch inwards. That's how we're going to what? For curve our arm. So I'm going to curve from here to into this 1 inch, all right, and back to what? To the 10.5 we have there. This is the simplest way to curve the arm, all right. When I cut it out, you see it much more clear, guys. So now, mind this is where our measurement is stopping. This is seam allowance. So let us now check and see if our arm will give us 9.5 we got before. Guys, you can see this is accurately over accurate. This is 9.5 over accuracy. Look at 9.5. So if we had used the whole 9.5, now that we are cutting, would have been having 10.5, and it will be too wide. That's why I always remove that 1.5 whenever I am taking my arm measurement. I hope that's simple. So the next thing for us to do is to measure from here, mark what? 16 inches, to mark where our side vent will open and stop, all right. And why do I use 16 inches? So that the waist of the customer is not revealing, okay. It's not good that the side vent should open and the waist, the belt, is showing. So from the arm here down to 16, it covers the waist area so that your belt won't be showing. I hope that's clear. So the next thing for us to measure is from here to here is 11.75. Bring it down here, 11.75. So we'll mark our 11.75 here, and we'll join this point to this point. And for this arm, guys, if I want, I would have used my French curve, okay, to draw the arm. But I don't want other people feeling like I don't have French curve, I cannot get perfect. And that's why I draw with my free hand, to let you know that you can do it even without the French curves, okay. It's very simple. So you see, the next thing we are going to do, before we come to the neck, let's cut this out. Now guys, there is something very important I want to show us at this point here, okay. If this were to be a fitted top, okay, you need to measure the customer's hip, so that, because some men have big buttocks, so if you don't measure that hip and you consider only the chest measurement, the dress will be tight at this point. So if the person, if it's not a free top you are making, it's not a standard top, it's not free, measure the hip area, so that when you get to this point, you will, give an allowance that will not be tight when the person wears the dress. So the next thing is this: for you to avoid your top from rumpling in front, okay, at the chest area, you minus ½ inch from the front piece here. What I'm removing now is just the front piece, it's not with the back piece. Please guys, take note, don't remove it together with the back piece, please. I'm moving this ½ inch just on the just on the front piece, okay. So can you see this? I remove this allowance just on the front piece, okay. Very important. So the next thing for us to do now is to get our neck. And also, I did a video on how to cut accurate neck. Check my videos, you'll see that video. I did a video on how to cut neck accurately. Check it. And also, if you check in the description below, I drop a link to my WhatsApp group. Click the link in the description below, join my WhatsApp group, so whenever I drop my videos, you'll be the first to be notified. The next one I'm going to do now is to get our neck. And for this customer, he has a neck of 17. So for that, I'm going to measure 4.5 inches from the beginning point here downwards, with a wideness of 2.5 inches from here. Mind you, our measurements are starting from here, okay, here, with a measurement of wideness of 2.5. Now this formula actually works for every kind of neck. If the neck is, for example, for necks that has to do with from 14, 15, 16, use just 4 here, not 4.5, just 4. For neck of 15, 16, use just depth of 4 and wideness of 2.25, not 2.5. all right. If the neck goes beyond 17, let's say some 20, you can use a depth of 5 here, but for 17, 18, 4.5 is fine. And we're going to prove it, okay? So just watch. So I'm going to draw this like this. And if you divide 17 by 2, you will have 8.5, all right? So let's check if we have 8.5 here. 8.5, right? So let's check. Can you see the way I'm taking it? What we are looking for is 8.5, guys. Guys, this is perfect. This is exactly 8.5. It's exactly 8.5. Okay, so it's as simple as that. So I'm going to cut it out now. Guys, this is simple, right? Very, very simple and straightforward. So guys, if you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please hit the subscribe button and turn your notification bell on, so that whenever I drop my videos, you'll be the first to be notified. Share the video, like the video. I would really appreciate if you can do that. Thank you so much, guys. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to cut the yolk. All right, the yolk. And how are we going to do that? It's quite simple. But before the yolk, okay, let's cut the sleeves. Before the yolk, let us cut the sleeves. So I'm going to cut the sleeve before we cut the yoke, the back. Alright, so when cutting the sleeve, you must take note of this. Now, our sleeve is coming to fit in here. Alright, our sleeve is coming to fit in here. So this measurement must be the same size with what you are going to cut on the sleeve. So let's check. What are we having here? Okay. Mind you, I'm not measuring exactly on the line. I'm measuring by the side because that's where I'm coming to stitch. All right. So we're having 10.5, almost 11. So the same allowance is what we'll look for here. So we're going to fold this by 10, and that will be okay for us. This is 10, and that will be okay for us. Okay, and the length of the sleeve is 24, but because we are going to be attaching cufflinks to it, we will not cut the full 24, we'll cut 23. So we'll be cutting at what? 23, because we are going to attach cufflinks to it. And our cufflinks, his cufflinks is around of 7.5. All right. So because it is 7.5, we are going to use 6 here. This 6 we're using is because the pleat, all right, the pleat on the cufflink, this pleat, all right, is part of the 6.5, 6 plus the hemming allowance. Okay, if not, ideally 7.5 divided by 2, that should be giving you 3 3/4. All right, but we're adding 2 inches to it for both these split gathers on the cufflinks and the seam allowance. That's why I'm making it a total of what? Of 6. All right, and up here we're going to deepen it by our sleeve cap. We're going to deepen our sleeve cap here by 5. All right, and we will easily draw our sleeve. And I did a video on how to get a perfect sleeve, guys. I have videos on all these things. Please watch that video so that you understand how to get your sleeve perfectly. All right, It's very simple how to do that. So this curve I've made here, we are targeting that it should be less than 10.5. So let's check. You see, this is 11. It's even 11. Let's use the 11 so that we have excess for allowance. Okay, so you can see it is quite simple. We curve it into this 5-inch mark there. And the next thing I'm going to do now is also to do what? To curve this, to join this point and this point together. You see, this is it. From here to here, this is it, okay? But for you to be more professional, you won't make it straight like that, okay? You have to give it a curve, alright? It's a curve. It's a curve thing. It's not just something straight like that. But I did that to give us a guide on how to curve. In case even you on your own when you're working, it's a guide on how to curve the arm, alright? So can you see this? It's a guide. So you can see that this has removed the excess allowance that is supposed to be on the sleeve. So since that excess allowance is taken care of now, we can go ahead and just cut out our sleeve. Alright, so you make a notch here to identify the center of the sleeve. Alright guys, so you can see we now mark the back side. Alright, very important. Next thing for us to do is to cut the back. We didn't cut the back. Alright, that is the yoke. So we'll cut it now. Quite simple to do. Alright, so bring the back piece, keep it here. Now we'll do what to cut the yoke. This is very simple, guys. Let's just press it. And this yoke, I want to actually give it a depth of 7 inches. I think that's okay. And I don't want my yoke to be straight like this, so I'm just going to give it a little design, like just something like this. You can actually design your yoke anyhow you want. Alright guys, so as you can see, our yoke is ready for whenever we're sewing this. Alright, so it's simple and straightforward, guys. So if you enjoy watching this video, if this video is helpful, please hit the subscribe button, turn your notification bell on so that whenever I drop my videos, you'll be the first to be notified. Alright guys, thank you so much. Thanks for watching. Welcome to Nat Fashion Hub, the best fashion channel in the world. Thank you guys.